Little better than rumors. Some believe he's in the city. There have been a few sightings of him in the neighborhood where he used to live. Incidentally, near where we are now. Granted, I don't put a lot of stock in sightings, particularly sightings of a man who has suddenly become famous. There are more reliable reports of Reginald. Oh, right, Reginald is also. Yeah, Reginald was the guy whose soul got crushed and became an earthling or whatever. Nicholai's friend. But not only people have seen him around the old stomping ground, his cousin had a full conversation with him. Or so he swears. Reginald and Ghost are inseparable. Where you see one, the other is near. Does anyone know where Nicholai or Reginald might be staying, you ask? Bonebrow shakes his head. Not at his old flat, of course. Everyone has checked. When he was sighted, no one was able to follow him, although they tried to. The same with Reginald. But here's the peculiar thing. Bonebrow lowers his voice further. Reginald is dead. I mean, he's supposed to be. I saw his body with my own eyes. Hells, I know Reginald. I knew Reginald years back. He was one of my guards, a very capable soldier. Reginald's cousin said that it was definitely Reginald he spoke to, but Reginald appeared as he did when he was younger, little more than a boy. Yeah, his soul was crushed, and we got whatever was left of his soul back to bring him in a new body. In the first game, Viz's Choice. The cousin spoke to a younger version of Reginald. You ask. Bonebrow twists his lip and nods. Apparently, young Reginald did not remember much of his own life. He was asking a lot of questions about his own past. Raise your eyebrows at Bonebrow. This is a strange tale. Bonebrow chuckles. Nicholai is living up to his nickname, Ghost. Everything concerning him is closer to legend than truth. No one can seem to get a fix on him. And let me assure you, some powerful people are trying. He sighs and puts up his hand. And that, I'm afraid, is all I know. Yeah, hopefully he has upgraded himself to be super strong at this point, because the last time I checked, even after we killed Nerul, we were not that strong. We were fairly strong, mind you, but I still feel like Kalak could probably beat the shit out of us, even back then after we defeated Nerul. So hopefully he has upgraded since then and became strong enough to not be like that. Holy shit, but okay. He sighs and puts up his hand. That I am afraid of. Where was he? No one can seem to get a fix on him, and let me assure you, some powerful people are trying. Yes, we know of a priest who's trying. He sighs and puts up his hand, and that I am afraid is all that I know. You nod. One more favor. I owe you more than one. Lathian told me how you tracked down my doppelganger. I'll say it again. I owe you my life. I would go with you to speak with the house, but I believe my presence will only hinder your business. Not that, you say, looking over at Phoebe, who's standing with her small little hands clenched into fists, staring at you with hard expression. Take care of that girl for a little while, and do not let her follow me. Oh, and she seems to be possessed, probably by a demon. Just casually mention that, passing by. What? Exclaims Bonebrow. You needn't worry, you say. She still only has the strength of a little girl. Just don't be surprised if she behaves and says things unusual for her age. Bonebrow shrugs. I do owe you. Okay. As you feared, your parting with Phoebe did not go peacefully. As Bonebrow held her back, she swore using curses that were shocking to come from the lips of a little girl, as well as many curses that you didn't even recognize. And you're from the mean streets of Windborn. But that's good, that's good. You begin to wonder if it would not have been wiser to just have her lost in the crowd of the city as you originally planned. No, it would not be right to leave the orphan unprotected, even a foul-mouthed one like that, you think. It's not what a hero would do. Seriously, he's really stuck on the hero bit. Like, seriously, let that go. Do not let that get to your ego. You're still a fucking weakling. Holy shit. Like, our character seriously forgets that he's weak. And by the way, I mean, in Viz's Choice, our character would not, like, grow stronger. Our character would learn a few spells, but most of the spells were stuff that you would use in very specific situations. So I would say that, you know, our character in Viz's Choice rarely grew stronger. The only way I could probably say that he grew stronger is that his mana pool increased more and more and more as he went. I think by the end of the game, we were at like 100 mana at one point. Yeah, so I mean, his mana pool grew and he learned a few spells, but other than that, he was not that strong. But in this one, we're just not growing strong. I mean, it's only been a few days, sure, but like literally all we have done is achieved through accident with like charming talking, luck, and just Egra. Other than that, our own personal skill pretty much leads us to just one thing, that we can climb roofs. So far, the only thing we have been able to manage on our own, other than like sweet talking, would be, and that even does not go well always, is like climbing roofs. That's something I'm sure that Rooster can do, but that's about it. That's 100% sure that he will be able to pull through with. Anyhow, granted, walking away from a little girl screaming curses at you as she is held back by a burly man doesn't seem like a scene from a hero's play. As you near the corner, Phobe's profanity stops and she says one last thing in a clear voice. Nicholai shade. This is not the deal we made. Now you feel a bit of fear settle in. Nicholai Shade is your real name. Oh shit! She knows our real name? Nicholai Shade? This is not the deal we made. Now you feel a bit of fear settle in. Nicholai Shade is your real name and not one you have used in the city. Particularly since you've never been fond of the name Nicholai, people would actually shorten it to Nick. Never mind, just focus, you think, and force a smile. Soon my sister I will be free. You hear rustling in the alley beside you. Looking over, something dark is rising from the street, reminding you of Thog. You sprint away from the alley down the main street, hoping that it's just a vagrant waking from a pile of refuse. Once you feel safely away, you indulge in your thoughts. First, I shall remove the noose from around her neck. Second, I will track down Kriya and have my justice. Oh boy, this is getting fucked and fucked and fucked. Nicholai. Okay, so we now have a name. Nicholai Shade is our name. The first game, I don't think Wizard's Choice we ever got the name of the main character. The Rooster's real name is Nicholai Shade, but we never made a deal with her, really. We just the succubus made a deal with her, not us. And she definitely has a demon carrying on her. She'll soon succumb to the demon and become a vampire, but that's besides the point. Or like a demoness or whatever they transform into. Usually if a demon instills in you, usually means you're gonna become a vampire, but I'm not 100% sure because there might be other lore things that are not present here. But regardless, chapter 12 completed and we got Rogue. Holy shit, look at this. We got so my score was 140 and 130. Like if I had got like 10 points lower, I would have gone into Survivor with nice teeth. Like how fucked up do you have to play this game to get the better of trousers beyond me? Alright, that was fucking ridiculous. That chapter went so bad. I mean, I don't think even the best choices will save me all that much. I feel like even the best choices will just end up in like a whole lot of fucked up situation. It's going to be less fucked up than what we have established so far, but it's still going to be an extremely fucked up situation, I believe. But we will see to that when that time comes. Alright, thank you so much for watching. We're gonna move on to the best choices of this chapter and see you there.